Hey, welcome to the MorrowMarriage podcast, and I am so excited about today's episode. Why men need to be the one to fix it, change, and not women. We're going to talk about why peace is so important in the home.
Stop trying to lead and make decisions all the time.
You should not be proud if you raised your voice and screamed at them.
No matter what.
No matter what.
I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn. Why am I allowing him to do this in front of our children? Why am I allowing this to happen at all? You don't get to say whatever you want to a man and push him to the point where he snaps.
I might have been a really bad man the other day, but today I went out of my way to be a good man, and she thanked me for it.
Is that you always want to act in the direction you want to go. So
He is just a paycheck. What about his needs?
we're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Now, I want to be really, really clear here so we don't get the haters too upset right off the top. And sorry, women, you're going to have to do some growth in your reflections and journey as well. However, why is it always the man? I am so passionate about the subject because of, well, the first thing is this. If you want to have some fun, go look at the posts where men think that I am validating women and I am just pandering to women. Look at all the women's comments saying things like spot on. I wish my husband get this. I've been saying this for years. Okay, just A. B, look at all the men going, why is it always the man that has to fix it? You're just pandering to women, this and that. I'm going to dare say, you don't know what you're talking about. If 200,000 women are saying, this is what I want, you better start trying to understand it. And so that's why, first thing, foremost, right there, you have the power as a man to start to be the catalyst in your marriage to change things. Why do I know that? Because that's an awful lot of women. Well, I was going to say awful lot of women. That's what you are. That's an awful lot of women saying, this is what I've been saying for years. It's crazy, you know? And the next part about it is simple. And this is where I start to get really offensive for men. But like, you're going to have to suck it up, man. You put your big boy pants on for just a second. Men fix shit. That's what we're known for. In fact, part of the problem when you're not listening to your wife is you're not fixing, or you're trying to fix things and you're not fixing it because you're not listening. She just wants maybe validation. She wants to be heard. She wants to be understood. She's processing with you because she's an intelligent fucking woman. That's why you married her, right? And I can say that with mad passion because, boy, did I try to fix everything you said. And she's really fucking smart. So she's smarter than Google, now AI. So here's the thing. Like, if you're supposed to fix things, then right off the top, it's not very manly to quit because she doesn't want you. It's not very manly to say something like, it takes two. Well, sorry, what you're saying is not that it takes two. It takes you, mommy. Please give me the answers. How can I do this? I'm going to say that again. It doesn't take two. It takes you, mommy. That's what you're saying when you say, why is it always the men? Men take responsibility for themselves. Now, I'm not saying women shouldn't. Did you take responsibility for yourself, honey?
Every day, still doing it.
Isn't it crazy how many men, okay, that would write a comment saying that, oh, he must be a beta. And I'm just going to say again, because I take responsibility. Oh, by the way, along those lines, I'm pretty sure when you're screaming my name in the bedroom, you don't say beta, simp, pussy, sissy, anything like that. I'm pretty sure it's never come out of your mouth. Well, you're upset because the algorithm's putting my stuff in your feed. If that's the case, dude, the algorithm's listening. It's no secret. We all know how it works. Something's not going right in your marriage. That's a bad song, but you know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. It is the responsibility of a man to fix it. Will your wife have to take responsibility? Yeah, maybe not.
But this goes back to the last episode that we did. My partner's checked out. Well, you're checked out because you're saying it takes two. It's your responsibility. Why is it always the man? You're the one that's checked out.
That's a really valid point, honey. See, I told you, brilliant. Now, if you think about it like this, okay, man or woman, it doesn't really matter. When you're checked in and you are taking responsibility for yourself, that's the only thing that you can do. The last episode, we talked about being a CEO of your company, okay? Stock prices through the roof, okay? Anyway, go listen to it. So now you're checked in and you do your work. Your partner, when I say may or may not take responsibility, here's what I mean. They might not have to do all the reflections and work. I'll give you some examples. 75% of men and women that join our program, 75% of the men, of people in our programs are men, okay? 25%-ish are the ones that go to your program, okay? That doesn't mean men should fix it. This is the point about why I'm trying to say this. Most of those women don't have to go into a program.
the ones that
Whoa.
men whose wives don't go, the men who don't go into a program, that's the 25% that the wives are in my program because the men are not taking responsibility.
And then how many of the men and women that are like in relation, right? So wives of the men in my program or husbands of the women in your program, not very many of them then have to go join our program. Why? If
Like
the spouse, yeah. If you start showing up not defensive, eventually your partner is not necessarily attacking the same way. Do they have to take responsibility? Maybe not. Do you have what you want? Is everybody getting along and having a conversation and we're not attacking each other? Then why are you looking for a freaking apology and a reflection on the past? You have what you want. Like, I'm gonna, I love to bring this back to business. This is so easy to understand. I'm broke. I cracked the code and I have great leads. I'm broke still, but I'm making some money. I learned to sell. I make some more money. All of a sudden, I'm making mad money. You're not like going back and talking to your old leads going, damn, why did you suck? You've already done the work and you know that there's been reflection. You figured out what needed to be done. You fixed it. Now you're making mad money and you are living the dream. This is the same in your relationship. I'm so insecure. And I can speak from real experience with insecurity. If you know the story, I was an asshole because of my insecurity. Anxiety ruled me because insecurity gripped me. Listen, I don't have to worry about how I feel when I feel insecure anymore. Did she have to do a ton of work on my insecurities and the things that she said that made me feel insecure? Not that she cheated, that's different. But there was lots of things that happened in a relationship that amplified my insecurities. Do I need her to do the work on that? No. Do I feel insecure when she's all over me, kissing me, loving me, telling me how proud she is, lifting me up, talking to somebody about me, using me as an example for to somebody about their husband? No. So why am I looking for an apology and a reflection from my wife to feel better so that she's done the work too? Listen, it worked. So why is it up to the man? Because if you show up manly, following through, integrity, you feel like that's manly, honey?
Mm-hmm. Very.
Okay, it's very manly to follow through. Is it very manly to run around bitching and complaining?
No.
Okay. Is it manly to pout, be frustrated, and angry instead of using whatever you can to learn and implement skills?
No.
So would you say it's more manly to act responsibly in emotional control, not saying we can't feel, but expressing feelings safely, not puking? And
I think like the emotions themselves are fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's the expression of those emotions. So yes, we don't want you to puke your emotions. We want to hear your emotions. We want to know you're human.
Right.
So that's good.
Let's use an example from last night. Okay. We were watching a reality show. I really wanted to go to bed early. Okay. I was really tired. I'm up at 4 a.m. And so I wanted to go to bed and we're watching Vanderpump Rules. Okay. And there's going to be an engagement and I'm waiting and I'm like, it's going to push to the end. I just want to go to bed. And then I literally was like, no, fun, cute. Okay. Not angry, but darn, put the remote on the ground and said, Kathryn goes, what's up, babe? I go, well, I wanted to go to bed. You know, I love engagements. Now we got to stay up for one more episode. The proposal's coming, right? Yeah. Would normally somebody say that's manly? No, but I love love. Okay. And I should. I lived in hate for my entire life. Okay. So honestly, if you can take the responsibility and be a man, showing up where it's okay to have emotions, but you're not a jerk. I want to spin this one more way.
Okay, go for it, yeah.
All right. So you're angry, you're frustrated. Why does it always take two? Why can't she take responsibility? Why can't this be fixed? I'm so frustrated, I'm angry. And now you're angry. You don't do this and you don't do that. And you're swearing, you're screaming, you're talking about living on the couch. And this is all stuff I did, by the way. I'm not just judging you. These are things that I did. Screaming, flipping furniture, whatever your MO is. When your toddler does anything like that, do you look at your toddler and say, that's acceptable behavior? No, you don't. So if you're acting like one, then you're not a fucking man. So stop calling me a beta, a simp when I say your wife doesn't use sex as a weapon. You yelled and you turned her off. Grow up. That is a turn off. So it is up to you. More than likely, women are doing some of these things too. But all I'm saying is, I'm not going to sit there and wait for my wife. And I didn't. Now, did I check out like I did, like Kathryn mentioned in the last episode? Sure. Did I know what I know now? No. You guys got to start looking at this as from a bigger picture.
And that's why we speak from both sides, because we've both led. Now, I want to say something about leading. Men are built to lead. That does not mean that women can't lead. I am a leader.
Strong.
I'm a strong woman. I'm a natural leader. And it takes a lot for me to step back and allow him to lead. And he is we're both strong alphas.
You got that right.
So it takes a lot for me to step back. But the reason that we wanted to talk about why men need to fix it is because women, we can. It takes one person. So if you're the woman and your husband is checked out and he's refusing anything, you can step up, you can lead, and then you can inspire your husband to follow, because 6s can't be with 10s. I'm not talking about looks. So if you level up to a 10 and your husband stays at a 6 or a 5 or even worse, you will outgrow your husband. But most of the time, you married your spouse for a reason. You're not going to outgrow your spouse. Your spouse is going to level up with you.
That's right.
Now, that was what I want to say about women. But because men are meant to lead, they are built to lead. Instead of getting, all upset about why is it always on the men? It takes two, all of the things that Cass said. If you forget about all of that and just step into the role that you were created to have and start taking your marriage where it is supposed to go, where you want it to go, your wife is built to follow. Don't mishear anything that I'm saying, because women can lead. I'm not saying that.
No, and especially as a partnership, right?
Yes.
You come together and you'll both have strengths.
And feminine and masculine are different. Men and women are different. From the time that you are born, there are differences in you, built into you. So instead of complaining, why doesn't my wife have to do it? Well, your wife will. You just have to take the step. And again, have the time behind you. Don't give up. Why is my partner checked out? Well, because you haven't spent enough time yet. You were built to lead. Men. Women, you were built to follow. Men, you need to be an appropriate leader for your wife to follow you. Don't expect her to just follow and submit. And submit doesn't mean do everything that you say. But
what?
so you have to be worthy of following and worthy of submitting to. But your wife was built and deep down wants to be the Proverbs 31 woman. We're women. We're not men. Men stop stepping back and allowing the women of the world, forcing the women of the world to step up. If a woman wants to step into leadership, go nuts. I love being in leadership. But don't do it in a way that she's forced to do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And, before we end this, I will say this, of course, there are men that will not step up. I get that. Just like there are women that won't step up. And as per usual, if you're listening, you want more, you're probably going to have to one that steps up. So even if you're a woman and you're like, see, men should fix it, it's not going to work to go tell him to grow up, stop playing video games and start fixing shit. It's not. Okay. But you need to step up and start providing. So, good example would be how when Kathryn would show me better behavior, that would be an example of leadership. I may not have understood it yet, but I sure can connect the dots now. Right. And so whoever you are, just show up.
Can you do that with a British accent too?
I don't do British.
Oh.
You know that.
Jeez. You're going to use words like whom. I think you should start pulling that out.
Oh, man. Now I'm on the spot. I'm not going to do it. Okay, listen, here's the thing. If you're a man and you're listening, you really do need to step up. You really need to. If you're a man and you're listening and you're offended, you're probably not still listening. But just in case you want more, honestly, this is probably affecting your paycheck. Honestly. Okay, it's affecting your health. It's affecting everything. It's not just your relationship. So stop blaming the fucking world and do what you were born to do. Women, if you're listening to this, you were born to be somewhere in that role to lift him, to boost him, which may be a portion of leadership at the time as a partnership. Some of the stuff that we talk about is not ideal, but honestly, it is all worth it. Wherever you are, whatever stage, it's going to feel frustrating. It's going to suck. Your partners might be in, you might be in, and they're out, and it just flip-flops. I get it.
But the frustration is short-term.
It is. It's a blip in time, okay? No matter what, remember where you're going in the decades of happiness. You will grow, and they will either grow with you or go away. That's it. It has to be that way. It's the only way it can work. The 6s and 7s can't be with 10s. Most of the time, if we have one partner, the spouse who was the 10 when the partner joined the program, looks up, equalizes, the other partner becomes 6, 7, maybe even a 3, maybe they fall off the radar if they don't join. Inspire, lead, invite, And then I didn't put my finger out, invite. And then you motivate with boundaries.
Your fingers aren't in the camera anyway, so it doesn't matter if you're counting.
Thank you.
He does a lot off camera, like when he was doing the business thing about the leads, he was drawing it on the table.
Yeah.
Nobody can see the
I move
table.
my hands around a lot.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's true. Nobody can see it half the time.
All right, guys. If you're a man, fucking fix it.